Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new playthrough on the channel. This week, after a zombie killing spree last week, we're venturing back into space and into a very familiar universe as we play Star Wars Outer Rim. In this game, we take on the role of one of the bounty hunters and general scoundrels of the Star Wars universe to become the most famous. Under a normal game, we'd play to 10 fame. Even an experienced game, you'd play to 8 fame. Today, though, we're going to play to 6 fame in the interest of having a shorter video. I'll go through more of the details of the game as we go, but let's go ahead and meet today's characters, and we'll start with the character I'm playing. So we're over here with the character I've chosen to play. I've chosen to play Boba Fett. You can see I've got we've got a little dashboard here. So each of us will have a ship to start with. In this case, I'm going to start with the G9 Rigger. It's got a ship speed of 6, which I'll move up to that I can move up to that in my player phase. 2 combat, so if I'm ever fighting ship-to-ship combat, but again, more on that later, I'll roll 2 dice, and then my ship can take up to 3 hits. I've got a slot up here for cargo, 1 for mod, and then another for crew. Again, more on all of those terms later in the game. Then over to the character itself, I've got my various reputations. Boba Fett starts plus Hutt reputation, neutral everybody else, but there's also a bounty that he's going to start with. Got 2 slots for gear, 2 job slots. As we take a look at Boba Fett, he's got a combat of 3, so basically same thing as ship-to-ship combat, but on the ground, and he can take up to 4 hits. As an action during the action step, you can secretly look at 1 contact on your planet. Then as a personal goal, you gain rewards from 2 bounties to gain 1 fame and flip this card. More on the stealth and tactics as we get into the encounter phase. That's where that will come into play. Then anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at it's specified that you start with card 90. There are 3 versions of this card in the game, so let's see which one Boba Fett's going to start with today. Alright, so he's after... so he's going to start on Ryloth, and he's got a bounty to hunt down Lobot, a white contact. So Ryloth is up in Imperial held space, or up in Rebel space. Again, more on that later. But let's take a look at our bounty card. So Lobot will roll 2 dice in ground combat. Elimination reward, gain 5,000 credits and 1 fame. Capture reward, deliver Lobot's token to Cantonica and gain 10,000 credits and 1 fame. Then after I gain a reward from this card, I remove it from the game. So we'll be going hunting on that right away. But anyway, that will do it for Boba Fett. Now let's go look at his adversary for today. Here's Boba Fett's adversary for today, Han Solo. So we're going for the classic matchup in the Star Wars galaxy between scoundrels. Like Boba Fett, he starts off with a G9 Rigger. I won't go through that again. I will go through Han's character card, however. He also has ground combat of 3. He can take 4 hits personally. He gains plus 2 speed, which is going to be a big problem for us. Then personal goal, the AI doesn't worry about personal goals or their skills. He starts with a version of card 91 and minus Hutt reputation, which, as you can see, I've already done here. And then the card 91 he starts off with will determine his first goal and where he starts. He starts on Nal Hutta, and he's got to get to the Ring of Kafrini, which is actually not going to be too bad a distance for him. So we'll put that cargo there. And we'll put a goal token for him. This is something we'll also use on Boba Fett later, on the Ring of Kafrini. So we start at Nal Hutta. We'll take a quick trip up to the board so we can see the current layout of the board. So here we are, just take a quick look at the board. I'm up here with Boba Fett at Ryloth, and Han is over at Nal Hutta. You can see each planet has 2 different contacts on here. This will be relevant for encounters and for me, because remember, I'm looking for a white level contact. So I may end up coming right down to Naboo and taking a look at this white contact on the map right away. But Han actually doesn't have too far to go for his goal. He's just at the end of shot here, but he's starting over at Nal Hutta, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He is not at all far from getting to the Ring of Kafrini with his cargo. But that's a minor problem that we can't do anything about right now. So that's where everything's set up. With that, let's go ahead and get into the first turn of the game. And on a solo game, it always starts with the player. So we'll jump down to Boba Fett. I didn't mention it when I was up top on the board, but we also have the patrols out here. So we have so over on this side of the shot, we have the Rebels and the Rebel and the Syndicate patrol. On the other side of the board, we'll have the Imperial and the Hutt patrols. We'll see more of those when we get. We'll see more of those when we get back over to the board and start doing all other things. But anyway, so a turn in Outer Rim takes place over three steps. First, we have the planning step, where you either move up to your ship's speed, gain 2,000 credits, or recover all damage, and this is required if you're defeated. Since it's the first turn of the game, we're not defeated. And I forgot to give everybody starting credits. So Boba Fett will start off with 4,000 credits, and for being the first player, and then Han will start off with 6,000. Alright, so I think for our planning phase, I think we're actually going to jump back up to the board and because we're going to be moving. So we'll jump up to the board. Alright, so we're going to focus in on Boba Fett here. He's going to move 1 to this nav point, 2, 3, 4 to Naboo. So that's his planning step out of the way. The second step we have is the action step, where we can deliver cargo and bounties, do a market action, so we'll move up to the marketplace probably in a minute here, just to take a quick look at that, where you can either discard the top of the market card, and then buy the top card of a market deck and resolve patrol movement, or you can trade cards with a player in your space. For now, though, the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to use his action, use Boba Fett's action, to look at a contact on a planet. So, on your planet. So we are on Naboo, so we're going to go ahead and look at the white contact on the planet. And here we find Labat. So we can definitely take a shot at that in the encounter phase if we want. But we'll also bring in the market cards. So we have 6 different types of decks. We've got the ship deck, which I'm not going to be touching that right now. We'll take a quick look at that, though. We have the modified YT 1300 Light Freighter on here. Gain this ship's sheet and remove this card from the game. So you get 1 cargo or mod slot, and then a mod slot, 3 slots for crew. Ship speed goes up to 7. You get 4 dice in combat, and you can take 5 hits. We won't be touching that. Oh, and that does cost 20,000 credits. So yeah, we're not going to be getting near that anytime soon. Then we have the food supplies. 1,000 credits to buy, but we can't buy it on Nal Hutta because that's our destination. As a reward, we gain 5,000 credits and 1 Hutt reputation. And then this is what it's talking about for patrol movement. So whatever we buy, the next card from that deck is what patrol movement comes to. Then on our cargo deck, on another cargo, actually this is the job deck, I think. Well, we got a couple decks here. So on this deck we have a gift for Jabba, 20,000 credits, but you can't buy it on Tatooine. And when you become defeated, discard 1 of your crew. You're trying to get to Tatooine with it, but if you get there, you gain 2 fame and 1 Hutt reputation. Then a bounty deck. We have another bounty. This one is for Greedo. He'll be rolling 4 dice. Elimination reward, gain 8,000 credits and 1 fame. On a capture, you deliver Greedo's token to Ord Mantell to gain 9,000 credits, 2 fame, and 1 syndicate reputation. Then after you lose this card, gain a reward, lose 1 Hutt reputation, and remove this card from the game. Now, losing reputation can potentially be bad, because I mentioned the patrols briefly. The reason that can be bad is because if you get stuck in a space with a patrol in it, then you have to stop and fight the patrol. So that is something to be very careful about. Then on the job deck, we have the casino heist that you can just take on. Come on. There we go. I'll go through flavor text when we actually get it. Can't buy this on Cantonica. Destination Cantonica. Encounter resolve card 42. Then on your reward, gain 15 credits and remove this card from the game. And the last card up we have is a mod, Maneuvering Thrusters. 5,000 credits, gain +1 ship defense. During ship combat, if you have tactics, your opponent rolls 1 fewer die. Anyway, so that's the market. I think the one thing I'm going to do with the market deck right now, well, first I'm going to cycle the bounty deck, because I don't want to see Greedo up there right now. So that's going to be a tough bounty for me to get to. Then next up, we will move up a job. So ground or ship combat. Destination, a space containing another player that has at least 1 negative reputation. Resolve a combat against that player in the encounter. If you win, claim this reward. If you won combat against a player who has more fame than you, gain 5,000 credits and 2 fame. Otherwise, gain 5,000 credits and 1 fame. Then discard this card. I'm actually going to take that job, because I can use that to hunt down the AI opponent. So, moving to this deck, we have no patrol movement, so that's actually very fortunate. But we do have another bounty up here, so we'll take a look at that. Bounty is Boshek with 3 combat. Elimination reward, gain 6,000 credits and 1 fame. Or on a capture, deliver Boshek's token to Nal Hutta to gain 8,000 credits and 2 fame. Then after you gain a reward, yada yada yada. Okay, so we'll move that out of shot. And then for the encounter, I actually am going to go ahead and encounter Labat. So the way this encounter will work is we're going to be both roll dice. So I'll bring the dice tower in shot since we're going to need it. Basically, the way it's going to work is I'm going to roll my ground combat stat against his ground combat. Whoever wins the combat, whoever has the higher roll wins the combat, but you still take the difference back in damage. So anyway, I will get to roll 3 dice. Then looking at the faces on these dice, we have blank. Come on. We have a blank face. We have an eye face. We have what's regular success. And that's the eye. Where is the critical? Ah, here's the critical success. So a regular success is worth 1. Is essentially worth 1. A critical success is worth 2. And on the encounters themselves, you also have to be sensitive to your skills on those. So if we have, as I mentioned earlier that we had tactics, that means we're considered skilled at it. So that means that would be a success for us. If we're unskilled, we need that as a critical, where's the critical? There's the critical success. We need that as a critical success. If we're highly skilled, as in having a skill more than once, the eye will work for us on that. But anyway, coming back into this ground combat that we're going to be fighting against Labat. Go ahead and give this a roll. Tally up our number of successes. We get a total of no successes. Fortunately, though, there is a way we can step around this, and that if we tie, we win, but we still... In this case, that means we got to roll total dud for Labat. Which we do not do. We take 3 hits. Yowza. That is not the way I want to be starting the game. But anyway, so that's how a turn works. Now we'll bring the dice tower out of shot. Then we'll drop down to Han for the first automa turn. Here we are with Han Solo. So we start off with the first AI card we draw. Alright, so this is an AI player turn. Planning step, do the first that applies. If defeated, recover all damage. Move toward the closest goal, or gain 2,000 credits. So let's move up to the board and see what Han's doing for his planning step. Alright, so we're up here with Han. Normally he has a speed of 6, as we recall from the G9 Rigger, plus 2 is 8. So move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or what is... Okay, I gotta check the path here. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So equidistant, so if we go... So we have to take the shortest route possible, but we get stopped here. We get stopped at that nav point, because that's the shorter path to the Ring of Kafrini. So a pretty short turn for Han, since he's not... So Han is basically stuck there for the turn, but... So he doesn't get to do the next part of the encounter. Well, let's look at the action step, even though there's probably not much he can do here. Wrong card. Here we go. Do all that apply, except he's not on a planet. So... If at cargo destination, deliver it, or buy cargo and place a gold token on that card's destination. Encounter step, do the first that applies. Action, or A, if negative reputation matching a patrol in the space, encounter the patrol. If at a job destination, complete it. Reveal the face-down contact token of the lowest class on this planet and gain the crew on its card for free, or spend 8,000 credits to gain a fame. Fortunately, we only have 6,000 credits right now, so we don't have to worry about that. Then we'll discard that to the bottom of the deck. And with that, we'll move back over to Boba Fett. Alright, so we're here with Boba Fett. We got rocked on our last turn, so in our planning step, we're actually going to go ahead and recover all of our damage. A, because I don't want to just bite it here, and B, I'm actually where I want to be right now on Naboo. So with that, let's move up to the planet and see what else we want to do during the action phase. We actually have a few options here, because Han's going to end up at the Ring of Kafrini next turn. So we can definitely run him down and try to go for the wanted job. But I think before we do that, we'll start off with the action phase and we'll take a look at the green contact on the planet. So here we'll find Forlom, so we don't need to do anything with that right now. Bringing the ships back in shot, or bringing the market back in shot. I'm actually going to cycle... I'm going to cycle the maneuvering thrusters from the mod deck. And then we'll draw. Instead, we'll find a DL-44 heavy blaster pistol for 3,000 credits, giving you +1 ground combat, which I will actually take that. So I'll put that on I'm putting that on Boba Fett's character dashboard. Then the card we draw, which will have patrol movement with it. The Hutt Patrol moves 4 spaces toward us. So here's the Hutt Patrol. So it's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we're not going to be stuck there. I'll move that back out of shot. Then we'll take our new pistol and we'll try that encounter with Labat again. So we'll bring the dice tower back in shot once again. This time we actually get a 4th die because of the pistol that we just bought. There's the dice cup. So let's see how this goes. Alright, marginally better, so 2 dice. So 2 successes. And then Labat gets two dice. Then fortunately, in this case, fortunately, attackers win ties. So that is something to be aware of. Alright, that's a 1, so we do succeed. Which means we do take a wound back. We take a hit back. But we actually get Labat as a bounty. And I think I'm actually going to go ahead... Now, if we take a look here at the board, I'm going to put Labat down here for a second, bring the dice tower out of shot. So I'll take a little bit of a wider shot here, see if we can capture the dilemma. Ish. So, anyway, we've got Boba Fett here, just at the end of shot. The problem that we face right now is Cantonica is way over here off shot. Ord Mantell, I'm hovering over the closest planet right now. Getting over to the other side of the galaxy is going to take me a long time to do. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and eliminate Labat right here. So as we recall from the sheet, from the card, if we eliminate him, we gain 5,000 credits and a fame. So we're going to go ahead and eliminate Labat. So 5,000 credits. And our first fame of the game, which you'll see when which I'll point it out when I drop back down to Boba Fett for his turn. But anyway, so we have 1 fame, so we're 1/6 of the way home. And then that was our encounter for the turn. So we'll move back down to Han Solo and see what he's doing. Alright, so we get a fresh card off of the AI deck for Han, so we find... Do the first that applies. If defeated, recover all damage which you're not. Move toward the nearest goal or gain 2,000 credits. Well, we're going to be able to move to our nearest goal. We'll move the camera up, so we can see that we will get to the Ring of Kafrini. Then during the action step, we do all that apply. So if at a cargo destination, deliver it, which we are, so we'll deliver the vehicle parts and gain 5,000 credits for it. So there's 5,000 credits going to Han. That's a potential problem. Then we buy another cargo and place a gold token at that destination. So we will be able to buy this. Be able to buy food supplies, which we can't buy on Nal Hutta, so he's going right back to his starting planet. Reward gains 5,000 credits and a Hutt reputation. So we'll put the goal token on Nal Hutta. Then we'll see what we're getting for the top of the deck. So we'll find salvage. Can't buy this on Mon Calamari. Destination Mon Calamari. Reward gain 5,000 credits and a rebel reputation. So that means the Rebel Patrol is going to move 4 spaces toward Han. Problem is on the other side of the galaxy from him right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just have it stop at Lothal because we are a ways away from worrying about that patrol getting anywhere close to him. Then in the encounter step, first that applies, no negative matching patrol. If at a job destination he's not. Spend 8,000 credits to gain a fame, which he can do. So that'll bring him down to 3,000 credits. And then we're even up at a fame of peace. So yeah, and then there's a special on here. So discard the top of the bounty and equipment decks, then shuffle this card back into the deck. So normally we've been discarding the AI card to the bottom of the deck, but this one we actually shuffle. So we are losing. So we're cycling Boshek, and this won't have patrol movement, so instead we'll pick up Chewbacca. Elimination reward, gain 8,000 credits and 2 fame. or capture a reward, deliver him to the Ring of Kafrini to gain 18,000 credits and 2 fame. Yes, that's a yeah, right. Especially with 6 combat. That'll be later in the game. And we can cycle this deck, which 20,000 credits, I don't mind seeing that go away. So we'll pick up 10,000 credits for a legendary game of Sabacc. Destination, another player's space. Encounter, choose another card, another player in your space, and you resolve card 40. Gain 10,000 credits. If the active player claims this reward, they also gain 1 fame and discard this card. Okay. And then we shuffle this back into the AI deck. So we'll give that a shuffle. And a cut. We'll bring that out of shot. Then we'll move back down to Boba Fett and see what his turn is going to entail. Right now I'm in kind of a weird place with Boba Fett. So I just completed my first bounty, but I really don't... Oh, that reminds me of 2 things. First, there's the gold token for Boba Fett's personal goal. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I moved his fame up to 1 because I gained the reward from Labat. So we are tied up at a fame apiece. Right now, I really don't have a goal I'm aiming at. So I think right now I'm just gonna move around and see what I can do here. So I'm actually going to move back up to Nal Hutta. So let's move back to the board. I'm actually going to take a bit of a gamble here. So, risk it for a biscuit, right? Anyway, I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move up to Ryloth. Then as an action, I'm going to look at a contact on my planet. I'm going to look at the yellow contact. So I'm going to find... K2SO. I believe this was a droid from... Rogue One, I think. But anyway, since I need another bounty, I'm actually going to go ahead and cycle the bounty deck, since that part of the gamble didn't really pay off. So we'll cycle Chewie off. And then we'll find another wanted job, which... I'm actually going to take that on as well. So you see, so it's basically the same job I've got before. I think the only thing is I didn't go through the flavor text. You see a familiar name on the bounty board. Their misfortune could literally be your fortune. So yeah, again, it's the exact same job that I've got that I had before. But I can definitely speed through. I can hopefully speed through fame in a hurry. But we will pick up the Rebel Patrol moving toward us. Another tough bounty, Hera Syndulla. As an elimination, gain 6,000 credits and 2 fame. Deliver her to Lothal to gain 15,000 credits, 2 fame, and an Imperial reputation. After you gain a reward from this card, yada yada yada, but the Rebel Patrol moves toward us. So, 1, 2, 3, I think is, yeah. We gotta take the shortest path there. Alright, so we missed on our gamble, but I think I will just go ahead and encounter Ryloth this time around. So that is another encounter you can choose. You have to fight a patrol if you're on a patrol space with that you have a negative reputation with. Neutral, you get stopped, but you don't have to fight the patrol. Positive, you can fly right through. They're like, hey buddy, how's it going? But anyway, so we said we were going to encounter Ryloth. Now on the back of these cards, you can get a general idea of what to expect on each planet. So for Ryloth, we could either be looking at buying ships or selling stuff. Neither of which I am going to be able to or want to do right now. So, and we'll flip it over and we'll see the top of the card. So Ryloth. It's market day in the city of, what is that, Lesu. That makes it the perfect time to buy and sell wares. You may discard one of your You may discard one of your cargo to gain 3,000 credits. If you don't discard a card, reveal the top 3 cards of the mod, cargo, or ship market deck. You may buy one of these cards with a discount of 1,000 credits, then shuffle the deck. Unfortunately, I don't have cargo to buy. So I'm actually going to go ahead and reveal the top 3 of the mod deck, and I can buy one of those with a discount of 1,000 credits. So we've actually got the Jetpack here, where during combat, I can cancel one of my opponent's regular successes. If I have tactics, which I do, I can actually cancel a critical success. That would cost me 5,000 credits, which actually could be handy if I'm needing to fight ground combats for bounties. Then we have a shield upgrade, so I can gain +1 shield on my ships, and as an action, recover 1 damage from my ship. Or an improved nav computer to gain +1 ship speed for 3,000 credits. So I can buy either one of these for 2,000 credits, or one of these for 2,000 credits. Actually, give me the laser pointer. I can buy one of these for 2,000 credits, or this for 5. I'm actually, given the amount of ground bounties I'm going to be fighting, or ground encounters I'm probably going to be fighting, I'm actually going to grab this for 5,000 credits. Because the ability to cancel a critical success on a ground encounter is just very, very good. So that'll max out my gear. Then I'll shuffle the mod deck. And we will potentially have patrol movement from this, since I actually did buy. Alright, and we end up on top with an MPL-57 grenade launcher for 8,000 credits. Gain +2 ground combat, and the Rebel Patrol moves 3 spaces toward us. So 1, 2, 3. That will go to the bottom of the deck, the bottom of the Ryloth deck. And then we'll move over to Han for his planning phase. Alright, so we get a card off of the Automa deck for Han, which means we find this. So, recover all damage, move toward the closest goal, or gain 2,000 credits. Now, moving him toward the closest goal right now, 9, means equidistant paths. So we can pick where we want him to go. And moving up to the board, we're actually going to have him slam into the Hut Patrol. And since he's got negative reputation, we basically skip right through the action step, and he has to fight the patrol right away. So we'll bring the dice tower in shot, with dice tray as well, please. Okay, so the way fighting a patrol is going to work is he's going to roll his ship's dice, his ship's gunnery dice, against the patrol's dice. If he rolls more than if he rolls more than the patrol rolls, he wins and blows the patrol out of the sky. But he'll still take the difference in damage back. So anyway, he's got his 2 dice that I'm rolling now. Okay, that's... We'll zoom in on the dice. But that's actually a critical success, so he's got 2 successes. Let's see how many the patrol gets. And we gotta remember, his ship only has three shields. So... hopefully... So a big roll here could really slow him down. Unfortunately, that's a 1, but his ship does still take 1 hit, but he has blown the Hut Patrol out of the sky. So he gets another 5,000 credits. And then we put out the level 2 patrol. So we'll remove that from the game, and here's the level 2 Hut Patrol. As you can see, it's a little stronger, but this time, it's a little stronger with 5 dice, but this time you also get a fame if you successfully blow it out of the sky. So yeah, that'll be something to keep an eye on for Han. But that will do it for the AI turn. Now let's move back down to Boba Fett. We're actually still in kind of that same holding pattern that we had last turn with Boba Fett. So I think for his planning step, he's just going to move over to Tatooine. So we'll move up to the board and see what we're doing there. Alright, so the plan right now is for Boba Fett to sit tight at Tatooine. That way I can also run Han down if I'm ready for the Wanteds. I could chase him down now, but I think the better plan here is just kind of hang tight. I want his fame to go up 1 or 2 more before I chase him down on these wanted jobs. But I am going to look at the yellow contact on the planet. So we'll find Black Chrysanthemum. So we'll be able to encounter him later. But let's see, what do we have on the market? I think actually we are going to buy the salvage cargo for 1,000 credits. Which means now we have to get over to Mon Calamari. Reward gain 5,000 credits and a rebel reputation, so we'll put that on the ship on Boba Fett's cargo. Then next up, the next card up, which will also have patrol movement. Stolen supplies. You can't buy it on Kessel. To deliver, roll a die. On a success, deliver it. Otherwise, resolve card 1. Destination Kessel, obviously. Reward, gain 7,000 credits and 1 fame. But anyway, the Syndicate Patrol, way out of shot, is going to move 3 to us and stop at Lothal. Okay, never mind. I was just checking something off camera. For some reason I thought Labatt's reward actually required us to go to Lothal, not Cantonica, but no. It required us to go to Cantonica, so I think we did right by eliminating Lothal. But anyway, we're actually going to go ahead and encounter Tatooine this turn around. Alright, so we have a secret here. If on Tatooine, discard this card to deliver a contact... Okay, secret. Jabba is looking to add more trophies to his audience chamber. If on Tatooine, discard this planet to deliver a contact token on one of your bounty cards for its capture reward. You may do this regardless of the reward's specified planet. Ooh. So if we need to start running down... So if we run down contacts, we can deliver one to Tatooine on the express plan. But anyway, that will do it for Boba Fett. Now let's drop down and see what Han's doing. So I actually spaced on a couple of things with Han. First, I forgot to keep the food supplies as part of his cargo. And second, I forgot to shuffle his last Automa card back into the deck. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. I pulled the cargo back when I realized I had actually grabbed it by mistake. Alrighty. Then the card for the Automa turn. Same usual stuff. So we'll move in. So we will be able to get him to Nalhutta this turn as we move up to the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Unfortunately, we're at a cargo destination, so we do deliver it. which means he gains 5,000 credits and a hut reputation, which actually turns off our wanted. But I actually don't mind that right now. I actually really don't mind that because I wanted to let his fame go up 1 or 2 anyway. But then we buy a job and place a gold token on that card's destination. So we actually do get the casino heist, which means he's looking to go all the way to Cantonica. So we'll take the gold token and put it on Cantonica. That's his new job. Patrol movement, or the new job we have. Hijacking a freighter. Can't buy in the Ring of Kafrini. Destination encounter. If I do this encounter, resolve card 44. Reward, gain 5,000 credits, 2 fame, and 1 hut reputation. Then remove this card. I actually... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Ooh, I'm actually not that far from the Ring of Kafrini myself. But the relevant part is that the Syndicate Patrol is going to move 3 spaces toward Han. Again, we're quite a ways away. So we've got that. Let's see, if negative patrol with a reputation, which we're not. Spend 8,000 credits to gain a fame, or gain 4,000 credits, then lose... First that applies, so first thing that applies is we spend 8,000 credits to gain another fame. So actually, change of plans, those wanteds are turned back on. Because Han spent 8,000 credits to gain a fame. So now we could potentially run him down. Which is actually very tempting. So with that, let's move back down to Boba Fett and see what we're going to do on this turn. Actually, those wanted cards are still turned off for Boba Fett because Han does not have negative reputation anymore. But I think here, once again, we are going to take a bit of a calculated gamble. So we're going to move again. This time we'll move up to the board. And we'll move down to Nal Hutta. We will pay Han a visit, but we're not going to be encountering him like I thought we would be. So with that, I think we'll go ahead and use our action to look at the yellow contact on the planet. We find Dengar. Okay, this actually works out pretty well. 1, 2... I've actually got a little bit of a plan here, and I'm going to risk it. So I'm actually going to I'm actually going to give up on one of these wanted jobs. Before I do that, let me cycle... I actually don't have anything to cycle right now, so I actually am going to give up on one of the wanted jobs, or one of the wanted bounties, so I can pick up the hijacking a freighter. And I'm actually not that far from the Ring of Kafrini right now, even from Nal Hutta. It won't take me long to get back there. And then from the job deck, we will find the Hutt Patrol moving 3 spaces toward us. So we're just out of shot here. 1, 2, 3. The Hutt Patrol has moved up over here, as you can see. So we'll put that on top. And then we'll go ahead and encounter... We'll reveal and encounter the white card, or the white contact. So we'll reveal W1LE on the card, and we go into the codex and find card 22. So we'll go through here, find card 22. There you are. And this will be our encounter for this round. Alright. Most droids are rather high-strung, so Wile's laid-back demeanor and easy charm are a pleasant surprise. If you're Lando Calrissian and you're not, You may, or not. Otherwise, you may test tech. If you pass, gain the crew below and discard Wiles token. If you would fail, you may spend 3,000 credits to pass instead. Unfortunately, we have two problems here. One, we don't have the 3,000 credits to spend if we would fail. But two, we also do not have any skill in tech. So here's where we need a critical success. So I'll get my 2 dice. We'll bring the dice tower in shot. And I forgot to shuffle the AI card once again. I will do that before I start into Han's next turn. Alright. So remember, we need because we're not skilled in tech, we need a critical success. Which we do not get. So that's unfortunate. We got 2 regular successes, but we needed a critical success. So yeah, I'll just leave that out by Wiles' token because we know that's where he's at. That'll be the encounter that we'll have to take. But anyway, that will do it for Boba Fett. So let's move down to Han and see what he's doing. Alright, so as I mentioned, I did forget to shuffle the AI card back in, which I will take care of that now. Alright. So next AI card that we find for the turn. Alright, if defeated, yada yada yada. This actually is going to amount to lose a turn, because as we move up to the board, Han's actually going to end up right in the space with the Rebel Patrol, and because he has neutral reputation with them, he has to stop. So Han basically loses his turn this round, because he can't do any of the things in the action step. And he's not on a space with a negative patrol because he doesn't have negative rebel reputation. So, yeah, he just effectively loses his turn, and he's actually going to lose his next 2 turns, most likely. But that will do it for Han, so we'll move back over. I'll remember to discard to the bottom of the deck. Then we'll move over to Boba Fett. Unlike Han running into the Rebel Patrol, I'm actually going in the other direction. So, moving back up to the board. Whereas Han is moving in this direction, I actually right now want to go back this way. Because I'm trying to get to the Ring of Kafrini is where I'm trying to get. But I'm going to get a little bit short on that. So I'm actually going to move. I'm actually not going to be able to get there this turn. It'll take me another turn to get there, unless even if I go full tilt as far as I can. So I'm actually going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to Ryloth. Because 5, 6 would get me stuck at a nav point. Granted, I could go through the Hutt Patrol next turn, but again, that'll be a next turn problem. Let's see. Then in the action step, I will go ahead and look at the green contact on here. Actually, I'm going to cycle the bounties first. So we'll cycle Harrison Dula, and we'll find Forlom. I think Forlom was on Naboo, wasn't he? I think Forlom was on Naboo, but I wouldn't swear to it. That actually makes things very interesting now, because I'm rolling even dice against him, and actually I am going to give up on the other wanted job, and I'm going to take on Forlom. And then the card we're going to reveal on top will be Zatan Maj. Elimination reward, gain 6,000 credits and 2 fame. Deliver him to the Ring of Kafrini to gain 16,000 credits and 2 fame. After you gain a reward, yada yada yada. So, but the Syndicate Patrol is actually going to move 4 spaces toward me. So, looks like we actually do have the Syndicate Patrol in shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I think that's probably the shortest path. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll stop at Nalhutta. That's a yellow contact. I'm actually going to look at the green contact because I just picked up 4 Lam. I think he's on Naboo, but I might be mistaken. Let's find out if he's on Ryloth. IGRM droid is the one on Ryloth, so I'm pretty sure he's on Naboo, though. Let's see, what did Ryloth give us? Buy ships or selling? I think we're going to, let's see, can we take a turn off to go to Naboo? And then wait another turn to go to the Ring of Kafrini? Tempting. I think we're going to encounter... I think we're actually going to encounter the token. So we're going to encounter the IGRM droid. So that's card 15. That's what the number indicates on the contact token as I zoom in on it. Card 15. Alright. IGRM droid. Okay. This bodyguard and enforcer droid works for Secatro Vizago, but with a little reprogramming, it could work for you. If you have negative syndicate reputation, which we don't, if you have positive or neutral syndicate reputation, you may test tech. If you pass, gain the crew below and discard IGRM droid's token. And he would give us +2... That's actually +2 shields, so he would take the hit for us. But we need the dice tower back in shot once again. And again, just like before when we didn't have the... Just like before when we didn't have the tech to be able to get Wile, we also have the same problem with not having tech here. Same situation, same result. So we get we get 2 regular successes, but not a critical success that we needed. So that is considered failed. Once again, I'll leave that by Ryloth. And that will do it for Boba Fett. Now let's move over to Han. Let's move back down to Han. Alright, so next card from the AI deck. Okay, move toward closest goal. This is going to be the first one that applies because we're not defeated. So our goal right now is still Cantonica, which is way down here at the end of the shot. So we're going to move 8 spaces toward it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll stop on Ord Mantell. Stop on the planet before. Do all that apply if card is illegal. If at cargo destination, which we have no cargo right now. If all job slots are full, which they're not, so we'll buy another job, and then place a gold token on that card's destination. So we'll pick up Rooting Out Spies, which we can't buy on Takodana, which is actually going to take us to the other side of the galaxy. So he'll gain 5,000 cards, or 5,000 credits and a fame, then remove this from the game. So we'll put a gold token on Takodana. Then the patrol will have moving toward him, toward Han, is the Imperial Patrol. This one's going to take a while to get to us, and it's moving 3 spaces. 3. Alright, so this one we have, can't buy it on Naboo, destination Naboo, Encounter, result card 45. As a reward, gain 15,000 credits and 1 fame, then remove this from the game. So, okay. And that was the only thing that applied. If had negative reputation, yada yada yada. If had a job destination, which he's not. And then reveal a face-down contact of the lowest class on the planet and gain the crew for free. So the crew on the white token is Garinden, card 10. Here's card 10. And there is crew on him, so as an action, spend 1,000 credits to secretly look at a contact token on any planet. So he won't be doing that, but he will gain that as crew. Alright, that will do it for Han. Now let's move back down to Boba. After I discard the AI card to the bottom of the deck, we'll move back down to Boba Fett. Alright, I'm going to find out how good my memory is on this turn, because I think Forlom, who we're looking for, is actually on Naboo, but I would not 100% swear to it. So let's move up to the board now, and we'll go ahead and find out. We'll zoom in just a little bit here. So here's Boba Fett down here in shot. So he'll move 1, 2, 3, 4 to Naboo. And if that Imperial Patrol moves off, I can get through to the Ring of Kafrini and go for my other job this turn, or next turn. But let's just to make sure, let's see what's on here. So this is using Boba Fett's secret action. This is using Boba Fett's special action. And my memory rocks. It is Forlom. Alright, looking at our market here, I'll move the light back over here for the next shot. Let's see, we are kind of short on credits right now, so there's not really much we can do right now. So I'm actually going to move straight into encountering Forlom. Now he's got a combat of 4, as we recall from the bounty. So we're going to be rolling my 4 dice against his 4 dice. Because I've got the blaster pistol and I've got the jetpack, which since I have tactics, I do get to cancel one of his critical successes. So I'll get my 4 dice first. Where did I put the lid? Here it is. Alright. Okay, I have... Oh wow, I have 5 successes. I have five hits. So Forlom's got to beat that. And I have one of his crits covered because of the jetpack. He rolls 3, which I can't cancel that, but I can take 2 hits from that. So there are the 2 hits that I take from the ship combat, or the ground combat, and then I succeed, so I get Forlom's bounty. And as I recall, I can either eliminate him for 8,000 credits and 1, effectively 2 fame, because I would also fulfill my personal goal, or I can deliver him for 10,000 credits, effectively 3 fame, and I only have to get to Tatooine, which I think I can take 1 more turn off from the Ring of Kafrini. That might just turn into a game winner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can actually get Forlom. I can actually get Forlom to Tatooine next turn. So I'm actually going to plan on delivering him on the next turn. So yeah, that will do it for Boba Fett's turn. Now we'll move down and see what Han Solo is doing. Han's card from his AI deck. If defeated, yada yada yada. Alright, so we move toward our closest goal, which is we move back to the board. Will actually be Cantonica, 2 spaces away, so he'll stop there. Then in the action phase, if at a cargo destination, deliver it, which we don't have any cargo, so we'll buy cargo and place it on that, place a gold token on that card's destination. So the cargo will get is 2,000 credits, which is the one we can't buy on Kessel. Stolen supplies going to Kessel for 7,000 credits and a fame. So we'll spend 2,000 credits. Get 3 back. Then I'll put this on Han's ship. And the card that will have patrol movement will be the back to supplies and the hut patrols moving 3 spaces toward Han. So it's going to end up 1, 2, 3 on Ryloth. That's not going to affect me at all because I can actually move through the hut patrol since I'm friendly with the huts. And then the last card on the AI turn, or the last part. If negative, yada yada yada. If at job destination completed, we are at Cantonica, which is his job destination. So he'll actually get another 15,000 credits. Yowza. Okay. So there is our 15,000 credits going to Han, which brings him up to 18. I'm going to start to close the gap on credits, but I'm also going to start pulling away a little bit in fame. But that will do it for Han. Now let's move down to Boba Fett. I'm tempted to take a turn off to recover, but I can probably do that next turn, and then I'm still reasonably close to the Ring of Kafrini. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can actually get back to the Ring of Kafrini anytime I need to, but for now, we'll move back up to the board and we'll move Boba Fett to Tatooine as we planned. So we'll zoom here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get to Tatooine nice and neat. I'll remember to put the used AI card on the bottom of the AI deck. Then in the action phase, I'll go ahead and deliver Forlom. So as we recall, that gives me 10,000 credits and 2 fame. So there I'm picking up 10,000 credits. And another 2 fame bringing me up to 3, which is effectively going to bring me up to 4 fame because I will also fulfill Boba Fett's personal goal since I've claimed rewards from 2 bounties. So then I'll flip. So I get the action of secretly, I still have the same action. And then after I eliminate a contact for a bounty instead of capturing it, I gain 5,000 credits. So normally, as you've noticed, the rewards for capturing are often better, but once Boba Fett flips his personal card over, the rewards for capturing start to balance out a little bit, so you get an extra 5,000 credits if you eliminate a character instead. Then for the action, I will look at the white card, or at the white contact. I think that was... I don't remember who the white contact was on Tatooine, or the yellow contact was on Tatooine. With the white contact, we find Ponda Baba. Let's go ahead and encounter him, actually. He will be card 20. This is to give me a little bit of flavor, because I haven't encountered too many of these contacts other than as bounties. He doesn't like you, but a few credits may change his mind. Test strength. If you fail, your character suffers 2 damage. Pass or fail, you may spend 3,000 credits to gain the crew below and discard Ponda Baba's token. Okay, so yeah. We also don't have strength, which is going to be a small problem. Because unfortunately I am a little busted up, but this could help. So I need a critical success. Which I do not get. So I take 2 damage, which means I'm actually defeated here. So I'll have to tip Boba Fett down. I'll put a marker on him just to remind me of that. I did all that behind the dice tower, so you can see Boba Fett's defeated. It might be hard to see the hit token on top of him, but that's just to remind me that I've got to deal with him being defeated this turn. But as we recall, I will pay 3,000 credits, so I'll pay the 10 in and get 7 back in change to gain Ponda Baba as a crew. So during ground combat, if I have at least 2 of the I results, I win the combat regardless of my opponent's results. So I'm not sure how many more ground combats I'll be fighting, but that'll be helpful to have. So I'm unfortunately going to be skipping a turn here, because I don't have because I will have to recover on my next turn. But we'll move down to Han and see what he's doing. Alright, so let's take a look at what Han is doing this turn. Alright, so moving toward his nearest goal, which now Cantonica doesn't need a token. Takodana is his closest goal, but he's going to be a long way getting there. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Unfortunately, he's stuck in space because one of the last 2 spaces he passed through, were both nav points, so he's stuck. Action step, nothing to do there. Then encounter step, he's not in a space with a negative reputation patrol. He's not at a job destination, so he just gets to spend 8,000 credits to gain a fame. Now that could be a problem because he can spend credits to gain 2 more fame. So we need to look at closing this game out as fast as we can, but I'm getting ahead of myself on that. So that will do it for Han. I'll put the card to the bottom of the deck. Then we'll move back over and see what Boba Fett's doing. The wound token on Boba Fett's character token was to remind me that I have to recover with him this round. So I have to recover all the damage from him, which brings me back up to full strength. Then in the action phase, we'll move back up to the board. Thankfully, this didn't take long. So moving back to the board, we'll find... I'll go ahead and cycle the bounty deck. Actually, let me look at this... Let me look at this bounty first. I don't think it's Zitan Maj, but let's take a quick look. It's Black Chrysanthemum, so okay, that's right. So we will cycle the bounty deck, though. We'll find Saw Gerrera. Elimination reward, gain 8,000 credits and 2 fame. Capture reward, deliver him to Lothal to gain 17,000 credits, 2 fame, and an Imperial reputation. After you gain a reward, yada yada yada. I think we'll go ahead and... we'll go ahead and buy back to supplies. Actually, no, we're full on cargo. I think I've pretty much given up that cargo for lost because I'm going to try to win the game with the Ring of Kafrini. So I think I will take on I think I'll take Naboo, and I think I'll take the Jewel of Yavin. I can't buy this on Naboo. Destination is Naboo. Resolve card 45. And on a reward, gain 15,000 credits and a fame, then removed from the game. So the next job we draw will actually have patrol movement as well. So I'll put a goal token on Naboo. Then with this we'll have Hut Favor, and the Hut Patrol moves toward us. So it's actually going to stop on our space, but... Okay, so we'll take a quick look at the card. Destination is Ord Mantell. Encounter, test influence. If you pass, complete. If you fail, resolve card 41. On a reward, gain 5,000 credits and 1 Hut reputation. If you already had Hut reputation, you also lose 1 Syndicate reputation and gain 1 fame, then discard this card. Alright, so I will actually go ahead for my encounter phase, and I will encounter Tatooine. That is right here. Alright, so I can either fight players or find contacts. Another secret. Alright, so... The Shistavan growls at you, and his protocol droid translates. Are you open to a little piracy? As an encounter, discard this card to fight a combat against a player in your space. If you win, take 1 cargo or gear from that player, and you lose 1 reputation of that player's choice. Okay, so that's another secret that we can spring later, but hopefully we won't have to worry about that. Anyway, that will do it for Boba Fett. Now let's drop down and see what Han's doing. Alright, so we'll start off with a card from the AI deck. None of which I think is going to matter, because ultimately as we move back up to the board, we see that Han is going to get stopped by the Rebel Patrol, so he won't be able to do anything else on his turn, which means the action step and the encounter step are both irrelevant, because the Rebel Patrol doesn't have a good reputation with the Rebels, so he doesn't actually fight the Patrol, but he still gets stopped by them because of the reputation. So anyway, that will do it for Han's turn. Now let's move back to Boba Fett. At 4 fame right now, the objective is very simple, trying to close this game out. So for Boba Fett's planning step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll show you when we move over to the board, but he's actually going to be able to get to the Ring of Kafrini. So we'll move up to the board. We see Boba Fett is up here on Tatooine. The Ring of Kafrini is over here with a ship speed of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can get to the Ring of Kafrini. Let's see. There's nothing he wants to do here, so I think he will just try to hijack a freighter. So we resolve card 44. And here is card 44. We just read it from top to bottom. So hijacking a freighter. You try to dock with the freighter without attracting attention. Test piloting. If you fail, your ship suffers 1 damage. So we'll just need this. This is just a series of tests. If you remember from back when we played Eldritch Horror, the expedition encounters worked similarly, but there weren't as many tests. So alright, so we're testing piloting, and we do get it's hard to see, but we do get a critical success. So we don't have to worry about that. Once on the ship, You need to pull open a sealed compartment so you can slice the computer. Test strength and then tech. If you pass both, skip to step 4. If you fail at least one, your ship suffers 1 damage. So we test strength first, and thanks to Ponda Baba, we do have strength, so we only need a regular success here. We get 2 regular successes, so we pass that. Unfortunately, tech, we need a critical success. We do get a critical success. It's hard to see, but we do have a critical success in there. So we move straight to step 4. A swarm of Black Sun fighters are in hot pursuit. You try to draw them off. Fight a ship combat against Black Sun fighters, and they have 3 gunnery. If you win, prevent 1 damage from this combat. If you're not defeated, complete this job. Uh-oh. This could be trouble. So we're rolling our 2 dice first. We get 1 success. We can take up to 3 hits, but they're rolling 3 dice against us. And we take 2, so we actually take the 2 hits on our ship. So there are the 2 hits going on the ship. But as you recall, if you're not defeated, I don't think you have to win I don't think you have to win the combat. I think winning just lets you prevent the damage. The way it's worded, it looks like either way, if you're not defeated, complete this job. So we do get to complete hijacking a freighter, which gives us 5,000 credits, 2 fame, and a hut reputation. So there's our 5,000 credits. 2 fame actually brings us up to 6, and we were already at positive reputation from Boba Fett's starting effect, but because we were playing to 6 fame, today, Boba Fett has won the game. So that will do it. Now let's move back up top and wrap this video up. So in a slightly abbreviated race for fame in the galaxy, Boba Fett has won with 6 to Han Solo's 3. That will do it for this playthrough. Next week, we'll take our first step back into the Cthulhu mythos for most of the rest of the year, as we play Cthulhu, Death May Die. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.